Hey everyone, this is Cindy, and I just wanted to show you the final flip through of my February Fabric Junk Journal Challenge journal. If you'd seen any of my other videos, you know that I was doing a botanical themed journal, and I have this 5-ring binder here, but one of the rings is not good, so I didn't want to use it. So I used the guts out of it, and or the pages, and I put them in this binder. And I'd been thinking about this for a long time, and it wasn't until Julie said, you know, we're doing a fabric challenge, and one of the things you have to do is make a fabric cover. I thought, well, this would be the perfect thing to cover up this binder. So that's what I did. And I have a couple of videos, one showing how I made it, and then one showing how I covered the cover with this lace overlay you'll see in just a second. But anyway, this is just like a little slip cover for this journal. And it can be taken off and washed. And here's the lace that I put on it. So anyway, that's in 2 other videos if you want to look at those. But one of the things we could do was take part in a charm challenge. So I made 10 of the charms, and this is just one of them. I put it on a hair clip, and I just clip it on the spine just as a little decoration. Because I really didn't want to do anything extra to the front. Because of the overlay, I like the overlay. Another thing I did was make the tassel. This was another challenge, and we had to have fabric in it and lace and ribbons and that sort of thing, and I added some beads, and this is from a necklace, just a flower. So anyway, it can be added on there, and this can be moved to another part of the journal possibly. And I didn't mention that as soon as this challenge is over, I'm going to sell this journal in my Etsy shop, Books by Burke. So if you're interested, you might find it there. So anyway, let's look at it. It's a 5-ring binder. I added the Battenberg lace to the inside just to kind of finish off that edge a little bit. One of the things we had to do was a fabric pocket. We had to have 2, and I actually have 3. Here's another one of my charms. And I just made this one. It's on a pin back, if you can see, and I just pinned it to that pocket. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the tags or the pages. I'll do that in another video, you know, when I get this ready to sell, because I'm just going to try to concentrate on the fabric elements of this journal. But I did cover the tabs, these tab dividers, with different things. Here's a silk leaf, and then on this is just a banner journaling card I make with a blank paper on the back so it can be written on. And basically in this journal I used a combination of the pages from the book, scrapbook paper, and calendar papers. And like here's a piece of calendar paper with the scrapbook paper to make a little tuck. This is an envelope. It's got a note card in it. One of the fabric things we had to do was a fabric flip, and here's mine. And I just cut this from a blouse. It had these flowers embroidered on them. And you'll see some of these flowers throughout this journal. So, like I said, scrapbook papers and gift wrap are some of the pages in this journal. Here's we had to do 5 tags, and then one of the challenge was to make 5 more tags, and each one had to have some sort of different fabric element on it. This one I just did a fabric flip, and this is just a pocket made out of scrapbook paper and a little botanical image and some lace and a bow. This is just a front cover from a gardening book, and I showed this on a video as well. Here's another one of my fabric pockets. It's just 2 pieces of fabric stitched onto a piece of manila folder, and I made these journaling cards out of big silk leaves that I just glued onto some paper, and then I stitched around them, and they make journaling cards, and then I pop them in this pocket, and it looks like the leaves for these plants. I have several pockets in here made out of different wallpaper borders, and here's one, of course. Here's another one of my fabric tags. It's that same shirt I mentioned earlier, which had the embroidery on it, and I just added some rickrack, stitched it onto another piece of fabric, and added that lined paper. Here is another divider that I just added a fabric tab. It's one of my fabric elements, and with a little dangle on it. The book page and scrapbook paper, and another one of my fabric elements. I braided 3 strips of fabric to make a belly band. And here's another one of my fabric tags. It's just some fabric that frays real easy. I stitched it onto an index card and just made like little fringe around it. So here's another one of my fabric tags. The blue here is fabric that I just glued onto this chipboard or manila folder actually. And then here's another one of those elements from the blouse. And then I added some fringe to this calendar page that I folded up that pocket. Here's another one of those pockets made out of a wallpaper border. Here's another one of my fabric elements. It's just fabric put on the edge of the page and stitched. Another fabric element is this cluster. Here's a piece of vellum, just had flowers printed on it. There's another divider page, and I chose to consider these divider pages like a signature because you don't have a standard signature with a ring binder. So, you know, we can only use so many different types of pages within a signature. So that's kind of what I considered between the tabs as one signature. Here's another floral fabric element with the little flower from that shirt. Just a little tuck, and this is one of my fabric tags. It's some chipboard with book page on it, and I just glued on these like fabric patches. Here's some braided trim. I just glued this one. It's not a belly band. I just glued it. And there's another one of those charms. This pocket's made out of scrapbook paper, and this is just the tag from the silk flowers I used. It's another sheet of vellum. Here's another fabric element. It's just a fabric ruffle down this page and a charm added. Here is another one of my fabric tags. It's just a Franken tag, just different pieces of fabric glued onto this cardstock, and then I just stitched around it. And this element right here is a piece of junk mail I got, and I had to cut it this way because of the advertising, and I just decided to stitch it to a piece of cardstock and just made like a little pocket that's also a tuck. Here's another divider that I just covered with a silk petal from a silk plant. It's a die cut. Another pocket made out of wallpaper border, and this one has lace. This is another one of my fabric tags. This background is a page from a shorthand book, and this is just some fabric that had vegetables on it that I just stitched around. Here's another one of the charms I made on a hair clip. Here is a pocket made just like the tag, Franken pocket, Franken tag pocket, and this is another tag with fabric. This strip in purple is the fabric, and got scrapbook paper and a paper from an envelope, and just put an image on the front, stitched around the whole thing. We had to include a fabric page, so this is a scene from a curtain that I just cut and stitched around, and then it becomes a page, and you know, you could pin all sorts of stuff to it. This bin over here I just knocked over is all the tags and things I'm going to put in there in this journal after the challenge is over. Here's another pocket, just a note card in there. This pocket I made out of a cross-stitch picture, so that cross-stitch pattern there is of dogwood. And the tag is got scrapbook paper, and then it's got some tulle on it. I don't know if you can see, it's sparkly tulle, and it's got this botanical image. This is an actual stamp, and then my fabric element is the tab at the top. And on this tab I just put some fabric and a bow and another dangle. And signature 5, just an envelope with a little bit of fabric on it. Book pages. This is from a book jacket. Some vellum. Another large pocket. And on this tag, my fabric element is a pocket, and then of course the tassel at the top, and then just a little tag made out of a botanical image. And I've got another fabric cluster there. Here's another one of those tuck pockets made out of that advertising paper. And this is another wallpaper pocket with lace, but this one's empty. My 6th signature is just a holding place. It's got extra papers and things that whoever gets the journal can just have these to use to decorate the journal with. So anyway, oh, one last charm is this one I made right here. I just pinned it on, and it's got the fabric little hanger there. So anyway, this is the journal, and like I said, I've got a whole bin of here of different things I couldn't add because of the challenge. Like I could only use so many stickers and so many die cuts and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to be adding that, and then it will be for sale in my Etsy shop, Books by Bert. So thanks for watching. Bye.